going up. We going crazy. Going bonkers. Produced by Ziggy. Zay Ticky. Believe that.
It ain't peaches, it'll deceive you, boy, believe me. What you know about a jungle made with nothing but semen. No creepy crawlers, just heathens that prey on your weakness. Smell the slightest hint of fear, understand that you'll eat it. Gang bangers that greet your test on their face like Weezy. Pouring milk by the ounce, walking around looking sleepy. I'm from a town, no integrity, a broken city, disrupted. I know niggas who once were real, who now turning into subs. When it comes to murder, it's nothing. Rallos get pulled over scuffles. Bumpy road around this motherfucker, your life means nothing. It ain't peaches. Niggas walking around with no feelings, with a chip on their shoulder, saying the world don't feel us. Trying to earn them some millions so they can split with they niggas. I know cats that died broke because they lost all ambition. When it comes out to get.
Welcome back to another edition of More to Live For. We got a special guest tonight, exclusive interview. Someone who I think is a celebrity. He might not think so, but I'm gonna let him introduce himself, and he's gonna tell you what it is that he does, and we're gonna keep the ball rolling just like any old time. What's going on, OG? I appreciate you doing this for me, man.
Oh, hey, most definitely, man. I appreciate you, reaching out, man. And it's an honor to be on your show. My name is Chill. I got a YouTube page by the name of 16 to Life. And on there, I do prison stories. And the reason why I named my page 16 to Life, because back in 1994, that's how much time I was sentenced to. I was sentenced to a 16-year plus life term. I ended up serving 24 years straight. I'm from California, and so I ended up getting out, and I like to rap. And initially I started rapping, and later on my channel just turned to where I started doing prison stories, but I'm sure we'll get into that, a little deeper into the interview.
Oh yeah, definitely, man, definitely. And like I said, man, I definitely want to thank you for doing this for me, man. And even people who haven't been to prison still can get motivation from your stories and from just the person that you are, post prison. Me myself, I didn't think that I'll be, doing this YouTube stuff, this late in my 30s. This is something that I thought of, probably when it first came out, but here I am, and I kind of think, some of the motivation came from you, because I can remember, in all your videos when you talk about your music, the main thing you say, don't get it twisted. The flow ain't like Curtis Blow. So, and I definitely can vouch for that. And then just seeing you, you out with, guys maybe your age, maybe guys that you did time with, whatever the case may be, but just to see people, to never give up on their dreams. And I think you're doing it at a high level, as far as your music goes. So yeah, definitely want to take time to let that's what I get from your channel. And that's what, other people who haven't necessarily been to prison, like myself, get from your channel. So yeah, like I said, man, definitely thanks. If you want to, can you just tell us a little bit about your channel, the type of things that we got going on over there that people can look for?
Okay, and so like I said, I served 24 years in prison. So initially my channel was based on like you mentioned earlier, I rap, and so I got out, I served 24 years. Rapping has always been a passion of mine. So I wanted to continue or at least give it a shot, because I think the landscape of music has changed from, of course, as it should have when I went in 1994 to now. And so while I like to see these young dudes getting their money, sometimes it's a different type of rap than what I grew up on. So I felt that it was still a lot of individuals who like rap from my era. And so that's what I came out trying to do initially. At some point, the producer who I was going to, he caught COVID. And so, of course, that put a halt right there to my recording and stuff. And around that time, I had about 135 subscribers on my page, and I wanted to keep, the traffic coming through my page. So I got to thinking, well, damn, what could I do to, keep the traffic coming through? And then so it dawned on me that when I told individuals who that I was locked up for 24 years, they all was intrigued, with how I was able to do that much time, what occurred during that time, and things of that nature. So I just started to tell some prison stories with the hope of I would pick up a few subscribers until my producer excuse me, until he recovered from the COVID, then I'd go back to making the music. that just really happened to be a blessing from God, man, because once I started telling the stories, maybe in about 3 or 4 weeks, the stories just really took off like wildfire, man. And YouTube say it takes about a year or 2 years to get 1,000 subscribers. Well, in this year's time, I'm somewhere around, I believe, 46,000 subscribers. So like I say, that was something that was unplanned for, man, by the grace of God. I was blessed. And so that's why I like to come on people's channels, man. I feel humbled that anybody would ask me to come on their channel, because 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, this time, I didn't even know if I was ever coming home. So for a person that's interested in anything that I have to say, man, it's humbling for me, and I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. I definitely think, everything all your stories, man, are super dope, man. And just your perspective of things, man. And I definitely can relate. I'm definitely, I have a small man mentality. 5'11", 150, 160 my whole life. So I definitely can relate on that side of things. And also, the town that I'm from is not necessarily, one of the major cities in my state. And from my understanding, the town that you're from is similar to that. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Right. Just out of curiosity, what town are you from?
I'm from Greenville, North Carolina.
Okay.
The major cities are like Raleigh, Charlotte, Fayetteville, stuff like that. Greenville is really known for the college football team, ECU, right. East Carolina University.
Okay. Because I have an aunt out there in North Carolina, is why I asked, and I can't recall where she's from right now. It may come back to me. But anyway, so yeah, like you mentioned, and like you, man, I grew up in a very small town, man. One high school, one McDonald's growing up, a few restaurants here and there, but for the most part, and so I was born in 1971. So of course back then it was definitely a different type of feel for the town. Everybody knew everybody. We especially the Black population. We was raised to respect for our elders. No sir, no sir, yes sir, that type of thing. We called our parents' friends by their last name, of course, and stuff like that. And so it would be nothing to be out on the street acting up, and one of our friends' parents pull over, get out, give us a whooping, scold us. By the time we get home, they'd be done called down there, and we'd get another whooping. So all the people who I grew up with, we was a real family-oriented type community. The majority of the people who I graduated with in 1989, I started going to Head Start with maybe in 1974, 75. So it was like one big community, man. And it was, it was cool.
Okay, I definitely can relate to it. Just the small town mentality. So can I ask you this? So in your stories, I hear you talk a lot about, Montana. And, like you said in your stories, I really never heard of, a lot of Black people being out there. So just to hear you, have a whole segment to your channel about Montana, I think that's, pretty cool. And to give people, a different, an insight on, that, it is people, like us everywhere. So.
Right. Most definitely. And, when I went out there in 1989, and I wasn't too familiar with it. So I wasn't really surprised that there were Black people out there, because I wasn't really too familiar with the state, period. So, but yeah, once I got out there, man, it was a lot of Blacks out there who had, a lot of them, the way I ended up getting out there was my uncle had went out there on a football scholarship. And they have 2 major colleges out there, or big colleges in that city. And so a lot of Black individuals as well had made their way out there on a scholarship, and then a lot of them ended up staying and stuff like that. And so that's how some of the Black community was formed. And so when I get out there, I was amazed that it was a lot of pimps out there. A lot of them from Rockford, Illinois, some from Chicago, some from Milwaukee, some from Georgia. I guess because Montana, they have a lot of cowboy days. And so I mean, I guess how the pimps probably got their own little community, and once they, they pass the word, hey man, it's out here cracking in Montana, at least in the summertime, then you have more pimps who possibly migrate down in the next summer and stuff. Some stay, then you had some who would just come and pop up at the summertime, but you had a lot of them who lived out there. And so, by me at that time I was into hustling and selling dope and stuff. So I'm mingling with these individuals, and so, I started meeting some of them, and it was cool, especially like I said, this is 1989. I'm coming from a small town, so I'd never seen these, you know, these type of individuals, pimps and stuff, hop out the car with 4 or 5 women and stuff, and dressed in 3-piece suits and talking stuff, big chains and jewelry on their neck, and big bills of money and stuff, and coming to me spending $100 each time they wanted to get some powder cocaine or something like that. So that was all intriguing to a young individual, you know. And so yeah, it definitely you know, it definitely influenced me in more ways than one my own self.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. And you know, like I said, bro, that just goes to show, you know, that, you know, we everywhere, man. And
Definitely.
just you know, a lot of people don't, you know, want to, you know, branch out, try different things, go to different places. But you know, from what I gather from your channel and how you just laid it out right then, you know, making that transition, you know, plays a big part of who the man you are, you know, today. So
Right.
I just want to take a time tap in on that. So
Most definitely.
before we get out of here, man, definitely something out that we definitely got to touch on, man. That music, bro. That music is off the chain, man. I really like it, man. I think I was the one that kept hitting you up in the comments, asking you what's the name of the song on the intro. I don't know if you remember that a while back, but that was me hitting you up asking you. But that particular song, man, I really like that. I kind of want to ask the motivation behind that, but I think I kind of know, because during that time, if I'm not mistaken, that was a record that you made while you were incarcerated, correct?
No, actually, that was the majority of the songs that I have on my YouTube page. And if anybody's interested, my YouTube page is 16DA Life, 16 to life. And while the majority of the songs I do have up there are songs that I wrote while I was incarcerated, that particular song is a song that I wrote after it was released. And just the you know, a lot of times I'll see a situation and I'll turn it into a, you know, it'll form an idea in my head, man. It may or it may not be as serious as the song saying. I mean, like, you know, what I'm trying to say is basically I think I'm real well when it comes to inserting myself into a situation or just relaying to a topic, even if I'm not strongly affected by that topic. I can create music to make it seem like I'm going through a situation. And with me, the beats really motivate me, in terms of the beats dictate what I rap about. You know, if you give me a beat with an R&B feel, I may talk about, you know, something that have to do with being in love with a female or whatever. You give me a beat with a hard gangster beat, I'm gonna give you some gangster stuff. And so that particular beat, a friend of mine who when I got out, he just gave me that beat, man. Actually, I hadn't even known him when I went to prison. He's like, well, one of my younger homies, but he gave me that beat. And once he gave me the beat, man, unfortunately, about a month later, he passed away due to COVID. But he gave me that beat and another beat. So anyway, you know, the beat was real hard, man, and I liked it. And to keep it real, he gave me the beat to hop on it with 2 of my other homies. But so we done the song. But I definitely wanted to hop on the song by myself. So then that's why that song right there is it's the remix. That song is called Relapse, I'm from Bannon Remix. And then I also have another song up on my page and a video, and it's called I'm from Bannon. But basically, I'm just talking about how times have changed since I went in. You know, I noticed that when you out and you older, some of these young dudes, man, they get beside themselves from time to time, not necessarily knowing who they dealing with. And so just the thing was, don't make me relapse and go back to my old self. But that it wasn't due to a situation I had per se. It was just due to my observation of the young generation in general.
Yeah, that track gas, man. That track gas. Yeah, and matter of fact, there's a line in there about the gas, but I ain't gonna give them too much, man. They're gonna have to go here.
Well, you know what? Go ahead, man. I told you that I would give you about 15 or 20 minutes, but like I said, because I wanted to get out and get my exercise on. It's getting a little dark, so just go ahead and run it, man. Now it's getting a little darker, so I'll knock that off tomorrow. So go ahead and ask the questions you want to ask, and because when I first started doing YouTube, I had a few individuals look out for me, man, and I always want to try to look out for my folks. So let's rock as long as you want to rock.
Everything so far been cool, man. Like I said, man, just having you here and being able to build with you is definitely a good experience, man. But we can stick with the rap, man, because I definitely think that your music, like I said, is gas. And something that I want to know personally, like being in California, being in on the West Coast, do you think your particular sound, to me, I think is I think you sound like the East Coast cat.
You know
Just
what?
with the hard punchlines and the delivery, I think that's, you know, some East Coast stuff. To me, that's how it sounds.
No, thank you. And I pride myself on that. One thing I never wanted to do, especially now, I don't want to get pigeonholed as a West Coast rapper per se, because I like all type of beats. And you know, when I started listening to rap, of course, which is back in the late 70s or early 80s, majority of my influences were all East Coast rappers. Big Daddy Kane, Run DMC, LL Cool J, you know, and so I pride myself on being lyrical. So, you know, I know now you have more West Coast rappers now that's considered lyrical, but especially back when I first started off, you know, I took pride in trying to be more lyrical. So yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. And just to piggyback a little bit off something else that you said, you know, your whole process when you're making the song. I can remember a video, you know, matter of fact, I think it was one of your lives, and you was in the studio and you was sitting there and I saw it come to you. So, you know, I can vouch for.
Hey, you've
what
been
you
around
said.
a while, man. No, you've been around a while, because I
Yeah.
done that a while ago. So, and like I say once again, I appreciate you, man, because it's individuals like you that supported me, that helped me get, you know, visible. I won't necessarily say popular, but it helped me get visible. So, like I say, I deeply appreciate it, man, because
Oh yeah.
6, 7 years ago, like I said earlier, I never knew if I was coming home. So I don't think if because you know, in California, I hear it's different in different states, but initially when I came to the prison in California, when you had life, even if you had life without parole, even if you had life with parole, the way the system was regulated, you wasn't getting out, you know. And so I hear in other states it's different. Later on, they revamped the board. So initially when I came, I never thought I'd get out. So like I said, man, I don't think cats understand how humbling it is to have an individual like you or someone else just, you know, rock with me, support me, because like I say, there was a time, and man, I never thought I was coming home. So it's really humbling to me, and I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Like I said, what you're doing is positive. You know, you now in a position that, you know, you put yourself in a position now that, you know, you benefiting off, you know, the things that you want to forget about, but now that you're benefiting from them. So I look at it like that. And what you're doing definitely, you know, is trickling down to the youth and, you know, letting them know what waits for them. I know, you know, California and the politics that comes with it, you know, just, you know, outside of prison, I know that's you know, an animal itself. So, you know, I still think what you're doing, you know, is helpful to the youth. So I definitely want to, you know, take the time to acknowledge that. But yeah, but like I said, man, this is a big deal to me. So, you know, I think everything so far has been good, man. And you know, I don't want to hold you, you know, too much, man. I know you got things to do, man. So we can wrap things up like this, man. You know, if you want to remind them, you know, one more time, my viewers, you know, the name of your channel and where they can find your music at.
Okay. The name of my channel is 16 to Life. That's 16 DALIFE, 16 to Life. So you can go to YouTube. You can check me out there, man. Also, if you're interested, go to my YouTube playlist. Then you scroll down to gas stations and you will see a lot of my music there. I have a song that's called Never Gave Me Therapy. It's on all major streaming platforms. I have a video up for that as well, man. And so, yeah, just go there and check me out. I also want to say, when I tell cats, man, the flow ain't like Curtis Blow, you know, a lot of cats, and also I'm a comedian, I be clowning a lot. So some individuals think that as I'm dissing Curtis Blow, and the only thing I'm saying is that, you know, I went to jail at 21, 22. And so I went to jail as you know, everybody was calling me youngster. And so now when I get out, everybody is calling me OG. And so I just want cats to don't get it twisted. My flow is not like Curtis Blow. And that's all I'm saying, you know, to me, I feel like I can rap with the best of these youngsters, you know. So don't think just because I'm older, my flow is gonna be outdated. So that's all I'll be saying. It's not a diss, man. It's not a diss like Curtis Blow, man. It's just, you know, I feel I can get busy on that mic.
For sure, man. For sure, definitely, man. Like I said, I think this interview's been super dope, man. But I just wanted just do another little gesture to show you how long I've been following you, how long I've been watching, man. One thing I know about Chill, take them glasses off, you better duck. But yeah, there's been another edition of More to Live For, man. A very exclusive interview with the one and only Chill, 16 to Life. We up out of here. More to live for. Peace and blessings to everyone.
Thank you for having me, man.
Oh yeah, appreciate you, OG.
All right.